Yo, what is going on, gamers? And today I have another story time video for you. Y'all seem to enjoy the last one. I think it got around 100 views, and I thought people liked listening to my stories, so I thought I'd give you another one. Now, just before I get into the video, I want to let you guys know that we are actually one subscriber away from hitting that commission giveaway goal at 100 subscribers. So if you haven't already, maybe sub, like, comment down below. And so as you guys know, I am currently a pixel artist. I started about 230-ish days ago, and it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever done. It's something that allows me to express myself and do things that I couldn't normally do. It's a hobby that I really enjoy doing, and it brings me a lot of joy. I also know that some of you guys are aspiring artists or trying to get into it yourself, and I thought I'd share my story as to how I even got into art in the first place. And if you guys are actually already artists or thinking about doing it, maybe give me a comment down below and let me know what got you started in art, or why are you thinking about doing art in the first place? Is there something you want to draw? Is there some sort of style you like and you think you could do yourself? Do you have a project you want to get started on? Let me know. I'm really interested, because I think it's really cool to see different ways people get started into art. So to give you a little bit of background in kind of why I started art, I was a avid gamer. I played a lot of games. I played a lot of competitive games for a long time, like CSGO, and played a lot of Valorant. I was really heavily influenced by CSGO. I talk about that later, but I was on a CSGO team. I was the opper way back in the day. Like, I'm more so talking about games like Stardew, Undertale, and also one of my childhood games is Realm of the Mad God. Probably people don't hear about this. I actually have around 10,000 plus hours in that game. It's part of my childhood, part of me as a person, and a lot of my friends played it growing up. It's what we did. It was my favorite game of all time. It's not as great anymore, but what I'm talking about is all these games, art styles and influences and how they did things really spoke to me, and it kind of sparked a want to create my own game. I always wanted to do this, and I love the fact that, if you guys don't know, Stardew was created by one person. It took him many years. He grinded for a long time. He was working, I believe, at a movie theater at the time while he was making Stardew, and he constantly updates the game. There's a lot of passion and love into it, and the community loves the game. That's something that really resonates with me. And also Undertale is another big one. I think for having such simple art design, it looks so beautiful, and also the story that it tells is very impactful. The music is amazing. I love all the characters, the conversations, the way it flows. Something like that also resonates with me. And those two games, and also my Realm of the Mad God game, which is a pixel art sort of game, kind of all influenced me to want to create my own pixel art kind of game. I wanted to do pixel art specifically because at the time I was like, I'm not an artist. I have no idea. Pixel art seems simple enough, so why don't I start with this? I got on and I started researching a bunch, like which game development app or tool should I use to start my development journey. There's things like Game Maker Studio, Game Engine, Unity, a few others that are slipping my mind. Godot wasn't a thing until recently. But yeah, there's a lot of game engines to kind of choose from. I decided to go with Unity at the time. I know that Undertale specifically was made in like Game Maker Studio, I think, not RPG Maker, and I wanted to use that, but I got a lot of bad reviews, and I wanted a little bit more freedom to be able to do what I want, so I chose a actual proper game engine. I got into the game engine. I did, the basics that everyone does, like, you make your own, like, follow some tutorials. Like, I watched like how to make Flappy Bird, and I made that game. Also made my own quick little like Pokemon-esque RPG game. Got my toes kind of dipped learning like coding and everything else, and I finally felt comfortable enough to go from that to starting to make my own thing. I started making some assets, and if I can find them, it's a while ago, but I have these assets saved somewhere, and if I have them, I will share them on the screen hopefully now. But these assets were really bad. This is my first time ever doing art. I did this for about like a month or two of grinding. I didn't know anything about like anti-aliasing, how to actually construct the character, what does line work even mean, how do colors work, all of this. Like, I didn't look into this, and eventually through doing game development, my enjoyment of it kind of dropped. It was all so overwhelming. Like, doing art was very difficult. Learning how to code properly, learning an entire game engine, scripting for a story, trying to figure out music, dialogue. I don't know, there's a lot to it, and it was too much for me at the time, so I actually dropped. So fast forward a few years, honestly, this was at the start of like my university, and this is about a few years later. I believe I started around when I graduated. I actually saw a PewDiePie video. This is wild. I don't really watch PewDiePie, but I don't know if you guys seen this, but a video of his came out where he did drawing art for 100 days. And I watched this video and it really resonated with me. At the time, I wasn't really doing much. I was just kind of lazy, just playing video games, being almost a borderline neat, barely doing anything. I was doing bodybuilding at the time. And after watching this, I thought to myself, why can't I do this? I did art before. I really liked it at the time, but I was just too overwhelmed. So I said, why don't I just try again? Why don't I try to do 100 days? That was my goal. I had one goal in mind from that point on, is to try for 100 days. Can I stick to something for 100 days? I haven't been able to do this in years. I used to be a runner. I used to run every single day for multiple like years. I dropped off. I did a bunch of other things in my life where I would do it every day, and I found that I didn't have a lot going. So I wanted to try and challenge myself again. And I started churning out art slowly. I'm sure you guys have seen the first few drawings I did, and I would always share it with my friends. They were terrible. Let's just get that straight. They were absolutely terrible, but the encouragement I got from my friends and saying that I'm improving and the kind words really got me to keep going. Eventually, I hit the 100-day goal. At that point, it was no longer about that goal. It was more like, I just like doing art. I'm just gonna keep going. My current goal is to hit a year, but it's not really a goal anymore. It's more like, I'm going to hit a year. I love art too much not to. This is just a part of me. This is who I am now. This is something I love doing. I may not be amazing at it, but one day I will be. And I'm gonna keep on going. So that's basically why I started art in the first place. It was a lot of game encouragement, like a lot of games like influenced what kind of art design and the assets I'd make. So Sprite and making pixel art. Once that dropped off, it was that PewDiePie video really that showed me I can also do this as long as I put in the effort. I really enjoy art now. It's an amazing thing for me, and I hope you guys enjoy at least the pieces that I make. And or if you're thinking about starting art yourself, just do it. Just start. It doesn't have to be crazy on the first day or even the 20th day. I only started getting like pretty decent, honestly, after like, I would say like 150 days or 130. Like, it takes a long time for some people. Some people you may start and in a month you are at my level, and that's completely fine. I just take things slow and I enjoy the process. It's something that I don't need to be amazing at right now, and I just enjoy it. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening to my story time. I hope you guys enjoy it. I really like making this. I have a lot of other interesting stories that I want to cover, and if you guys like this, just let me know. I'll keep going. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one. Peace.